with these two, right?
You recording?
Right. On,
But
off.
it's not
No,
streaming.
because he can't figure out how.
Yes, just do it. Just.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Take us in.
Is there levels? Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Sports by the States. Yeah, we are in here, Ryan and Co. How are we feeling this Sunday night?
Extremely excited to get the second episode of Sports by the States underway. How are the guests feeling, Brielle and Jordan?
Oh, amazing! I'm feeling great.
I'm amazing too. Can they hear us?
I'm checking right now. Yep, they can hear us. It is
Okay,
live.
awesome.
Awesome. And of course, this is Sports by the States, which is WNUR Sports' seasonal sports block talk show for the spring quarter. We will discuss all things state of the week, trademark pending. We'll talk about sports history in that state, address the State of the Union, discuss the state's greatest athletes, and more. It's a sports road trip coming to you live from the OACR. And with that being said, I think it's time to introduce our inaugural, or not inaugural anymore, second state of the week, first region of the week, and that's going to be, drum roll please,
Drum roll.
this week we actually have two states. We're traveling to the Pacific Northwest.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Washington State, founded November 11th, 1889, and Oregon, founded February 14th, 1859. Ryan, you want to take us through some state history here?
Yeah, so we're going to start with the Oregon State animal, and that's the American beaver. Did we know that? Did we know?
Absolutely
We
not.
did?
Yes, it's on the back of the flag. It's the only two-sided state flag in the
You have a
U.S.
two-sided state flag?
Yes, and the back of it is a beaver.
That's what we love about this show, is that Adam and I are really just along for the ride, and the experts are in the OACR with us. How about, did we know that the Washington State animal is the Olympic marmot?
No.
I don't know if it's working, but I did not know that.
Okay. I didn't know that either. Kind of sounds extinct. So, yeah, I didn't know that existed. Let me Google.
Well, I guess it's not extinct because it is the state animal. Or actually, I guess it could be extinct and be the state
could.
animal
Oh,
because,
it's
like,
it's a squirrel. That checks out.
Yeah.
Checks
Little
out.
Marmot.
Yeah.
It looks like a
squirrel.
groundhog.
Rodent action.
And then
Oh, wait, here.
the state tree of Oregon is the Douglas fir. Is
I
that
knew that.
popular?
Yes, it's kind of everywhere, and I wrote about it in my admissions essay for Northwestern. One of my supplementals.
Wow.
I wrote about how it was. I like the Douglas fir, and I'm connecting my roots from Oregon and bridging it here to Northwestern.
Wow.
It's a beautiful essay.
Northwestern admissions probably ate that up as she's in the OACR today. And then the state tree of Washington is the Western hemlock. Did we know that the Western hemlock is that very prevalent within the area?
You know, there's a lot of trees in general. I didn't really know it was a western hemlock, but I'm sure I've seen it around. I mean, all of Washington is trees, so. What?
It looks kind of gross.
Oh, that's ugly. That's like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree right there. It has no leaves.
We're Googling images of it right now.
Yeah, okay, yours mogs mine.
Maybe the tree not beautiful, but it's a beautiful state. Someone from California. I mean, a lot of nature. Mount Rainier,
Mm.
Bend River.
Mount Rainier, yeah.
Have you been to Mount Rainier?
Did you say Mount Rainier? Yeah.
Is that wrong?
It's
Yeah.
Mount Rainier.
Rainier?
Rainier.
Thought that's what I said.
It sounds.
Okay. Crater Lake,
Yes.
North Cascades, Olympic.
Yes.
World is your oyster up in the PNW. And on the sports side of things, the PNW has all the major sports. But they're spread out across Washington, who has the Mariners, Seahawks, and Kraken, and Oregon, who has the Trailblazers. Both Seattle and Portland also have WNBA and NWSL teams.
There's
You guys
also
want
an
to talk?
MLS. There's also the Timbers MLS team
Yeah.
in Oregon.
Yes. Yeah. Do you guys want to talk briefly about what, how long you've been in these states, what your, where you grew up, what your biggest, what are your big, like, what teams are you the biggest fans of?
Riel, why don't you kick us off?
Should we take, just in case this mic isn't working, we can use this. Yeah, my name's Brielle. I was born and raised in Oregon, lived there my whole life, was born in Oregon City. And there's no levels on for this either, but we'll act like you can hear me, hopefully. yeah, I moved around a lot, but I ended up graduating from Central High School, which is in Independence, Oregon, which is about 4,000 people. My parents live in a small town now called Lafayette. I lived in Portland, Milwaukee, Clackamas, everything like that. Yeah, oh yeah, I love the state. It's probably my biggest regret going somewhere in the Midwest is there's no hills in the winter. Like, I think the winter is very beautiful in Oregon because all the trees are kind of like pine trees basically, so they all stay in green during the winter, and here it's just kind of dead and sad looking, and also there's no hills anywhere.
Yes.
And it's I take for granted the hills in Oregon because I feel like whenever I go home for breaks I'm like, wow, it's just so beautiful here. So yeah, Jordan.
I would like to second that. I was born in Palo Alto, California, but I only lived there for like 6 months, and then I moved out to Bellevue, which is basically, yeah, it's pretty close to Seattle.
I had tournaments there sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Big tournament hub. And then I was in Bellevue for a little bit, and then we ended up moving to Mercer Island, which is right between Seattle and Bellevue. We have the first floating bridge, or like the longest floating bridge in the world, held that claim to fame for a little bit. Connects Seattle and Mercer Island.
I drove on that bridge before.
It's kind of cool.
It is.
I took that for granted
it's
too.
foggy though.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. The
think I
tunnel's
drove
kind of scary. I'm not a huge fan of the tunnel. I actually drove down to Portland a lot. That's kind of where I learned how to drive, was from driving down to Portland.
Oh my gosh.
6-hour drive.
Portland.
Yeah, it wasn't very enjoyable. It was kind of scary.
They have the smallest roads in the world,
Mm.
and everybody acts like they own the road, whether that's a pedestrian, a bicyclist, or a car driver. And basically, it's a fend for yourself area. It's like Chicago, I feel like, in terms of like honking, but a lot less organized, and everyone just wants to run each other over.
Yeah, I'd say downtown Seattle, there's definitely a lot happening in terms of driving. There's a lot of potholes. There's a lot of really narrow streets. Pike Place Market, most people have heard of. Trying to drive through Pike Place Market is a nightmare. You can drive through it. It's horrible. Don't recommend that. But yeah, I've been in Washington almost my whole life. I love it. I'm a huge Mariners fan. Seahawks less so. I'm actually a San Jose Sharks fan, so a little Bay Area NHL action. Hey, I've been a fan for a while. I'm hoping that the Sonics come back just so everyone can
Me
stop
too.
talking about it. Yeah, that's a big topic of conversation. And then I have a lot of friends who also played for the Reign is our professional NWSL team. I don't really go to Sounders games. I've been to a couple Reign games. I have some friends who played for the Reign Academy, so definitely familiar with that as well. And then I did famously play basketball for about a 3-year stretch. I was horrible at it, but I did play for a little
I
bit.
should have said all this stuff too. I didn't
Yeah,
say
did you-
anything about sports.
No, it's
That's okay.
fine. Once again, we're just here to have a great time.
Oh, of course.
Exactly. WNBA, so I've seen a couple of their games. We've got some very famous players, but yeah, that was not my sport. I played soccer my whole life.
Fantastic. What age did you guys have to get your permits at?
16.
16.
Wait, permit at 15,
Yeah.
license at 16.
Isn't that crazy? Looking back, that like government's giving out 15-year-olds
this
allowed to
not
drive
true?
behind a car. No, 15 for me too.
Oh, okay.
But like looking back, what do you, Sutra? What
Not
age?
that
Oh,
crazy.
wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
You know what's great about Oregon is you can't pump your own gas. Actually,
What?
until
We
recently,
don't
you
pump
can
our own
now.
gas either.
Yeah, you can't
Wait, no,
pump.
we do.
You know how to pump gas?
I do know how to pump gas because they did make. My mom grew up in California, and so she would always try and pump
You
the
mean
gas
the one
herself.
where you
but-
literally just stick it in the thing and then hit?
Yeah,
Do
it
other
is pretty
states not do that?
self-explanatory. There's Rhode Island, I think also didn't do it, and also Oregon doesn't have sales tax, which
Oh,
is
okay,
very
we
nice.
have 10% sales tax, so
Yeah, we don't have any.
we're definitely.
So it's very nice, and I don't like the sales tax here. But all our other taxes are higher, like property taxes and stuff. But I don't care because I don't own a house, so I don't care.
There you go.
So
Yeah, I drive a diesel car, so it's I don't really have to fill it up that often, but also it's expensive. It's so expensive. I bet it. Oh, I just hit a button. I hit the power button. Whoops.
It's
cool.
don't worry.
Yeah, it's not that. It's very expensive for gas. Moral of the story.
So I guess we'll hop into some sports here, and we're just going to go straight into the State of the Union, and we'll start with the Seattle Seahawks, and they have entered somewhat of a golden age as they won the Super Bowl 60 this year. And so, how awesome has it been having these teams be so
you
good?
got to mention the Mariners.
Merit. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, Mariners won the AL West, and they were awful close to taking down the Blue Jays and going to the. That was one of my first impressions of Jordan, was watching Mariners playoff baseball.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shout out Big Dumper.
they didn't get it done, but
Need to find me a Big Dumper. All right.
What?
So what do we think about? Hey, well, once again, this show we are serious about being unserious. Okay, welcome into WNUR Sports. My co-host Adam Sutro is currently dying in the corner. But what do we think about both teams being so great right now?
You know, it's amazing, obviously. I feel like I don't even really have to say that much. My family they're more into football than I am. They went to the parade. It was amazing. I got a bunch of photos. Everyone I know skipped school and went to the parade, so that was awesome. I'm definitely more of a Mariners person. I tore my ACL a year ago, and that coincided perfectly. So I played soccer my whole life, tore my ACL right before finishing out my club soccer year. And all I did the entire summer was watch the Mariners games. My family had season tickets, so I went to like probably 40 games. The Mariners handicap parking is incredible. And the handicap sky bridge is a special one. It's amazing. And so that was amazing. I went to like 40 games. I watched every single one. It was like, it was amazing. The only experience I would say that was better than watching them win some ALDS games, I flew home to watch 2 ALDS games, which I don't regret at all, even though there are a couple red eyes in there. But I was there when Cal Raleigh walked it off in 2022 to break the drought. I cried. Everyone around me cried. Yeah, there was just a lot happening, but it was amazing. So I know technically the Mariners are the worst team in the league right now, but it's like a 12-game sample size. So I'm hoping they're going to turn it around and World Series this year, 50th season, hopefully.
What are we, like 7% of the way through the season? We got time.
Plenty of time. We have one today, 3 of 4 against the Astros, another one tomorrow. 4-game series.
Yeah. I'll just hold them up. I hate the Seahawks.
Oh,
I am a Falcons fan. The only
Love that.
yes.
Would you say
it's typical to have, like, do you hate the other side of the PNW? Like, how do you feel about Washington? Is it hatred? Is it love? And you can be honest.
I don't really know. I feel like there's always been animosity between Washingtonians and Oregonians, but I don't think, I don't really think. I don't know. I respect the state. I think it's very beautiful as well. I think Oregon is prettier, but that's also biased because I lived there my whole life. And so I think Washington and Oregon are 1,000% better than anywhere else on the West Coast. And yeah. But yeah, I hate the Seahawks. I have been to a couple of Seahawks games because that's when the Falcons play them with my dad. I've gone to a couple Mariner games as well, and I love the Mariners. They're very fun. They're not my number one team, but I love watching them, and I was rooting for them to make it to the World Series. And really any year, I feel like I'm pretty, prideful when they do well.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay, Brielle, I don't think you're going to like this answer that much. I would like to preface it by saying I do agree. I think the Pacific Northwest is the best region in the U.S. So in that sense, I love it. But I feel like a lot of the people in Washington kind of see Oregon/Idaho/Montana as being kind of like the younger sibling of Washington.
even though Oregon was founded first and it was called Oregon Territory before it was ever Washington Territory.
Yes, but I feel like Washington has so many more sports
Actually,
teams,
you know the reason
bigger
why for this?
population.
Which I agree. You know the reason why for this is because they were deciding whether to build the railroad from California to Oregon or California to Washington. And what they ended up doing was they built it from California to Washington instead. And same with the cross-continental railroads and stuff. And so instead of going to Portland, they went to Washington instead, which is why Washington became such a hub instead of Oregon.
I know, and on that,
Go Washington.
Thank you.
despite wonderful history, despite all that, I still feel like Washington, we've got a little bit more happening through no fault of Oregon. But whenever I'm like, oh, the Oregon people, nice. I love Portland.
Wow. I
But-
think Washingtonians are terrible drivers, but
I think they're fine. They're okay. They're not bad. Knock on wood, I've never gotten in a crash.
This is what we love on the show, a little friendly debate.
Yeah, I'm about to see them drop the gloves.
Um,
I did that yesterday and hit my head
so-
on the tables.
Another big part of the sports scene. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can't just skip by that.
Put some
Um,
on it.
College sports, big in the PNW. More so than a lot of other regions, just because there aren't necessarily like a plethora of, pro sports. So you have you don't have basketball.
We will have basketball.
You got the Oregon Ducks, Huskies, Gonzaga basketball. But my question is, what's the best single athletic program out of college in the PNW? Is it Gonzaga basketball? Is it Oregon football? Oregon track and field? If you were an athlete, what team would you want to be a part of? And to preface that, I'm going to say I think a program that goes underappreciated is the University of Washington rowing. Okay, my dad rowed at Cal back, some half a century ago.
Damn, your dad's
Right?
that old.
And
Your
he
dad cannot be that old.
he is.
Mark is a
He's
spry-
70.
Mark's
He's
a
70.
spring chicken.
he is. He looks good for his age, but he's
Yes,
old.
he really does.
He's old. I mean, remarried.
He's old. No, 50's not that old.
He's 70.
He's 70?
50 years ago, he was in college.
He's 70?
My dad is
And
70.
you're 18.
Yeah.
Is that a problem?
So he had you when he was 52?
Yeah. Around
Is that a
then.
problem?
No, it's just.
Or actually, I'm 19.
Yeah. Helps
Yeah.
a lot.
But he won a national championship at Cal, which is awesome. But one of the things he always laments is, Cal and Washington have a rowing rivalry, and he never beat Washington.
Yeah.
And they had this one race where they were up by, open water, and Fred Hummel, the 6th seat in the boat, blows his back out, and he stays in the boat. You're supposed to get out of the boat. He stays in the boat, and they lose by a note card at the finish line. He never beat Washington. And that's, and I just wanted to shout that out. Washington rowing, powerhouse, men's rowing, 1 in 24 and 25, 21 national championships, absolute powerhouse. So that's my answer. What about y'all?
So being the single, what if you were an athlete, what team would you want to be a part of, and what is the single most powerhouse in college sports within the PNW?
This really hurts to say as an Oregon Duck fan, but I'm gonna have to say Oregon State baseball. The Beavers. I will say I don't mind the Beavers in general as a rivalry unless they're playing Oregon, then obviously I'm a Ducks fan. But I'd say I'm kind of a platypus. Which is what we call if you like the Ducks and the Beavers, then you're called a platypus.
Oh, that's kind of cute. I
Yeah.
like that.
And so I
See, you just be called a fickle fan, but I guess here.
Oh, well, thank you. But yeah, the Beavers have won how many? 1, 2, 3 World Series championships. They've gotten third a couple times, 5th, 7th. They've won the regionals before. I think they're always great every year. My friend from high school, who I played softball with for many years, her dad is the athletic trainer for the Beaver baseball, so she knows a lot of them. And there's a couple Beavers in the MLB right now, I think. Same with Ducks too, actually, which is surprising. There's an Oregon Duck on the Cubs, which I didn't know. I forget his name. Shout out that man. I think he got hurt actually recently, but yeah, I'd say Oregon State baseball. I'm not a fan of the Huskies or Wazoo or Gonzaga anything.
I hate the Huskies.
So actually, yeah, I hate the Huskies more than the Seahawks.
Wow. Okay. I'm a UCLA sports fan,
Oh,
so
How about that softball team?
Yeah, get out of
Save it
here.
for the LA episode.
okay.
How about the Bruin softball?
They're good. They're
Yes.
good. They're very good.
Love them.
Their
I
highlights
miss
keep
Rachel
popping up on my
Garcia and
YouTube.
Bubba Nichols.
Actually, I have a friend. My best friend from middle school is dating Jayla Marcato on UCLA softball.
Wow.
Freshman recruit.
The more you know.
Do you want to take us into Mount Rushmore?
Well, she didn't even answer the question.
Well, she said UCLA.
Oh, I thought it
She got an answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well,
Turn off the gas.
I mean,
You gotta be more
this
serious
is
about
a
letting the guys finish.
strictly PNW.
Okay, I'll go for my PNW answer. I have to say, the track and cross country programs at the University of Washington is my vote. I don't really have any stats to back it up. Brielle's kind of beaten me there, but I know a lot of. Yeah, they've got. I know their coaches. I went to school with the son of the coaches. They're lovely people. They have like top programs in the country, both men and women's side, and then we have a couple people from my school who have gone on to go. Shout out Owen Powell. My friend dated him in 8th grade. Yeah, little dating shout out.
Thomas Ray.
Yeah. Okay. No, that broke off really quickly. She moved to Hawaii, and he stayed in Washington.
Long distance. Hey, you can try long distance.
It didn't work.
You know what break the brother?
All right, I'll hand it back to you, Adam.
Well, I guess what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go into the final segment of the
My
show
favorite
today.
segment.
Dude, this is your first show.
This is my favorite segment.
Mount Rushmore, where essentially we're gonna pick the greatest athletes from the Pacific Northwest and throw them up on what our Mount Rushmore would be. We can chisel them into stone. What we can put them on Mount Rainier,
Mount Rainier.
Or Mount
Rainier.
Rainier.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm Mount Hood. Mount Hood
No,
skiing.
no,
Skiing.
no.
We love Mount Hood.
Bachelor
Snowboarding.
Rose.
Well, without further ado, what athlete are you throwing up on the Mount Rushmore of the PNW?
Yeah, we all get one athlete.
We all get one.
One
Oh no.
athlete. Yeah,
One.
You can't just pick like
Oh, great.
four.
Wait,
It's the
I
Mount
know.
Rushmore.
I know.
Okay, you go.
Myself. Are you kidding? I'm a 4-time state champion for softball. I got 3rd in the nation. I'm also the MVP. I played in Spain for our USA softball team, and I played in Florida, Oklahoma City, and Reno for regional teams.
So you were beast mode. Like
Yeah.
I mean, like you and Marshawn.
Yeah, so I'm putting myself.
Fantastic.
Wow.
I'd love to see it.
You don't
Some
get.
self
I
confidence.
can say we will not get that on the show the rest of the year.
Amazing answer. I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm between Ichiro and Sue Bird.
Mm.
Because I'm a Mariners fan, I'm gonna have to go for Ichiro. Hopefully, none of you are gonna take him. We just unveiled his statue 2 days ago
broken
with
bat.
the broken bat. Yes, the bat was broken. But growing up a Mariners fan my whole life, he was like monumental to that. I have. This kind of freaks people out when they come into my room. I have about 15 bobbleheads on my windsill, and I have like 4.
this room or your room back.
My room back home.
Okay.
I have a couple. I brought Kyle Seager and I brought Felix Hernandez with me here. I have 4 Felix Hernandezes and I have 4 Ichiro Suzuki's of my 15. There's a couple
This
other
is your
random
room?
ones. Yeah,
How does it feel falling asleep to like 20 eyes at night?
they all like watch me.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of makes like the salmon watching me is a little bit creepy. I have a Macklemore bobblehead they handed out one time.
You said you got a salmon before. You got a salmon
Can you
watching?
I have-
explain the Mariners
That's like the
thing?
normal.
Yeah. The
like-
Mariners do a salmon race every single game.
I'm just
Yeah,
not
you don't
knowing.
have it. I have they gave out like a magnetic shoulder animal version of the salmon
My
that I
dad
really
has-
wish I had. I have a magnetic shoulder moose.
My dad has a
that I
magnetic
bought
shoulder Hey from Moana.
Really?
That he
I was
got
like-
the
in
chicken.
Disneyland.
We love chicken.
Yeah.
I missed the giveaway where they did the moose and I got really upset because I was like, this would be amazing. So I walked around the concourse on my crutches and guilted people into giving it to me, and it was
Aw.
amazing.
I'm gonna go with the classic answer. I'm just gonna go with Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball, 97 MVP, 630 home runs, Seattle Mariners legend. Don't think I have to say much more about that. Sutro. Close out.
Can we give
Mount
it back
Rushmore.
to Brielle for one more?
Yeah. Why not?
Why?
Well, I mean,
I'd
I want-
Am I not a fair answer about myself?
Photos of you online for them to chisel it in with a good
you're
stencil.
still in the Mount Rushmore.
I'm in multiple
I
newspapers.
just want one. I'm not gonna go.
Oh.
I want
Oh.
your professional opinion.
Oh, Damian Lillard.
Same time.
Put him on the mountain. I'm sorry. I gotta do it.
What's your
I-
favorite day memory?
I got to go to the court and stand courtside and high five them as they were coming out of the tunnel. And he high fived me. And then I said, "I love you, Damien." And he goes, "Thank you." and then he gave me a thumbs up and ran away. And I think I peaked. I was like 8 or something. I think that was a great time.
But that was before you became a Mount Rushmore athlete.
Actually, yeah, it was. It was a year before I won my first championship.
Maybe you should slide in the DMs.
No. I think I'm okay. Did you know he makes music?
Yeah. So fun fact. I played AAU. So Dame's from Oakland,
Yeah.
where I'm from, and I played AAU basketball through middle school and high school for Dame's high school coach,
Gosh, we have all these
In
fun
the
facts in
gym,
studio today.
which Dame donated to Oakland High School, where Dame went to high school. So that's my connection to Damian Lillard. Ryan, take us home.
Just wanted to say thank you for another episode of Sports by the State, second one in the books from the OACR. I've been Ryan Boblik. This has been Adam Sutro alongside Jordan and Brielle. Next up is her take. Stick around for a great show coming right up. Yeah?
There we go.
Bang. Bang. Yeah, that was
So
worse
did
than
we
last week.
just not? Were we not even on the radio?
I think potentially no.
No, we were.
Lovely game.
So we weren't on YouTube or so that went nowhere.
We
were
were on the radio.
okay.
We were.
We were on